Good evening, folks. We're back here again. Let there be light. Alright, give me a second to check the audio levels and I will be right with you. I hope it's just me that hears that static. I don't know. We'll see. We're back on Asheron's Call. Anyhow. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just installed it today. Just got it reinstalled today. After the big reformat. What level are we? 56. Well, we're bound in that bug place. We can go kill bugs. What's going on, Anonymous? Yeah, I had to come back on. I had to. How am I doing? I blew up my good melee weapon, so I'm kind of down to my second melee weapon. I don't know. We'll try it. Let's see what happens. Huh, nope, wrong one. That's it. Can you hear that static, or is that just me? So I'm getting a reading on my OBS that it's actually showing up. Micah, what's going on? Oh, lag. Holy shit. Oh, let's see. Shit, I got an add-on that's doing some crazy shit. Mag tools. I'm gonna have to stop that. It's just spamming me. Hold on, let me get back to the entrance. Like I said, I just reinstalled today with all the add-ons and everything, and the add-ons are always a bit twitchy in this game. Oh, well, how's it going, Micah? Now that you're here. Fighting strike. Beyond that now. Alright, I gotta disable this shit. Dark Throne, what's going on? I'm doing well. Doing very well. I want this to stop doing things. I'm just disabling everything until I can actually disable it from the external menu. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, I hope you had a good evening. God, there's so many options. Probably not. You're Scandinavian, right? Darkthorn? Did I get it? All right. Oh shit. See, it's that mag tools. All right, I'm gonna have to exit out of the game and disable that from the decal client, 'cause that's just a pain in the ass. All right. Sorry about this. I'll be back in just a moment. So how about those Mets? Okay. That should have done it. All right, let's try this again, shall we? There's Kaboom. Oh, nice. Good times. Oh, will you please stop attacking me? It's very annoying. You have to be born into it. It's all genetics. Oh, I can't loot them. Spawn too fast. Life Tank's the other one. It's not as invasive though as that mag filters one. Yeah. Alright, I tell you what, we're going to go somewhere where we can goof around a little more. Somewhere outdoors with sunlight and trees. We need trees and sunshine. Kenshiro, what's going on? Oh, that's right. There's just a key for it. Out of any song ever sung, what song to you has the most depth in the words spoken? Song ever sung. What song to you has the most depth in the world? Why do you ask me questions? I don't really know. It's any musical question's a tough one for me because I've never really been a musical person. Nidesa Castle. Hey, we can go to Nidesa Castle. Can we get there from there? Where the hell's Nidesa Castle? Oh no, that's way too far away. My escape key isn't working. Lay's or Doritos? Plain basic Lay's? The yellow bag? See, this is a question I can handle. After all these years, good lord, it makes me seem like I'm an ancient. The portal we want's over here. We want Yarak. Oh, that's the. Oh god, I don't like any of those. You'd have to put a gun to my head to make me eat them. I like plain chips. If I eat chips, it's plain. The plain yellow bag of Lay's. Maybe the Ruffles, the Ridgy, you know, no flavors, no seasons. The only barbecue I really like, there's a Wise brand, W-I-S-E. They make a barbecue, and I find that one tolerable. Zycal, we're going to Zycal, which is over here. So I like Doritos just fine, but I'd much rather just have a plain old chip. buffing all my weapons. Alright, let's go. There we go. That was a little dark. Some of the lyrics by now that I'm thinking about it, now that you're forcing me to think about it. What's his name from Smashing Pumpkins? He gets rather lyrical at times. The guy that bought the wrestling outfit. What, TNA? Billy Corgan, yeah. Marches to the beat of his own drum. I like the Smash Pumpkins. Spur saying, what's going on? I wish I had a friend like me growing up too. Well, I did actually, but he turned out to be a paranoid schizophrenic, and you can't get anywhere near him now. He's still around town somewhere, but he wants to be left alone. So yeah, I can respect that. Just by everybody, not just me, but by the world in general. Told Kaboom I was going to this fort. He's watching, so he'll get a kick out of this. And he said, okay, I'll come along. I wanted to wait till we were most of the way there before I told him that I have a life stone tied there and I could have just teleported there. But wait, that's a golem. I want to kill that. No moat. You never know. Before I got allergic to wheat, I loved eating. Wheat thins are great, but I like Triscuits more. If I had to choose between now, gun to my head, Triscuits or wheat thins, that's no Triscuits every freaking time. I love Triscuits. But that's my kind of food. It's completely boring. It's strings of wheat and a little bit of salt. Most basic thing ever. None of those flavored ones, though. Keep those. Now, anybody tell me if you hear any static? Because I'm getting static in my, but it might just be my cheap ass headset. I never know. This is a backup that my daughter was playing with. I think I went the wrong way. Wait, where the hell did you go? I lost Kaboom. Just picked him up on my radar. Oh, behind. Making friends, I see. Wing. Saved him. Alright, we have to run around this mountain. Keep on overloading my encoder. My favorite things about AC is the freedom. You have so much more freedom in this game to just run around and do stupid shit. Nothing's going to kill you outright for the most part. Well, I mean, they could. It depends on where you are. But typically, no. Banished Bannerling. Where's he at? We'll kill him. Banished Shadow will definitely kill you. Fucker. Oh, one of us is going to die. There we go. Banish bow. Ah, well, that was fun. Alright, what do we got here? Bannerling. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Glacial Golem Margrave. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, good. No, that's fine. As long as it's just me, I don't care. Yes, there were 5 servers, plus the red server. It depends. If you went to the more populated areas of the game, the cities, you know, especially the ones out in the Direlands, if you went to the popular hunting spots, yes. But you could also... Oh, shit. I forgot that he despawns after you kill all his minions. It's backwards. But then there's always some quiet little corner of the world that you can go and just claim as your own. Aces, what's going on? Sorry, I didn't see you pop in. Yeah, so it's that kind of game. If you want people to be around, they'll be around. But if you want solitude, peace, and quiet, there's plenty of places for that too. It's a big, wide open world. No zones. It's just all one continuous world, so you can always find some little corner to call your own. It's a little laggy sometimes. Just part of its charm. I was looking for lightweight selling loot. I gotta remap my keys. You don't build one, you buy one. There's houses scattered all over the landscape out in the world, and you find one you like that's available. You pay the fee for it, and then it's yours. Then you can decorate it, you know, hang stuff on hooks, trophies from hunting, or furniture, or whatever. Kind of looking for stuff, but kind of not. Need to pay attention to my buffs, is what I need to do. Neighbors are home. That's something I need to do at some point, but I've been saving up for a villa, one of the big houses. You can get apartments, which are just, it's basically a single room. To a, you know, a cottage. What's going on, Schlappy? And then you got villas, which are bigger than that. They have sub basements that you take a portal to get to. And they have extra storage, that kind of thing. They're much bigger than a regular house. And then, sorry, I keep getting distracted by the game, but that's kind of the point. And then there's mansions that you can only get if you're a monarch, and they're ridiculously expensive. They take the resources of an entire guild to maintain. but they're huge. Yeah, I'm just doing quick sorting through stuff. I'm not really looking to loot anything. If anything pops out, I'll grab it. So I do not have the right weapons for any of this stuff. I don't have a freaking the code. These guys are weak to piercing. Should've just brought my mage. And this is one of the biggest things I like about AC. You don't like take a chance of fighting one thing at a time and possibly dying with a whole group, you know. You take on a whole group all by yourself. Oh, the Kaboom's here, debuffing. I've been promising him to get on for a while, and I just keep dicking around about it. Just quick loot, quick loot. Bugs aren't really worth checking. I love Khajiit sleeves. Make you look so buff. Oh, that's what he's wearing now. Nothing. I do need a fire weapon. I need a piercing weapon. Banish Mumaya. He drops the orb. Vanished orb. Gotten so many of those damn things. Used to be able to turn them into I'm looking for secondary abilities, special properties. Crushing blow, biting strike, primarily. Slayers. Oh, shit. Stand still. Come here, you bastard. Yeah, well. Bandana. Ah. Why can I not give this to you? There it goes. 165, 155. What do we got here? Nope. Alright, damn it. More killing. I got a rebuff here. I always feel bad for the Manugas. Those poor guys. They never had a chance in life. God damn it. These freaking things. What do we got here? Nope, nothing there. Minor heart thirst, but no special properties. What do I got left here? 6 minutes, we're good. Mage's tank in this game, isn't that cute? Oh, there's a shard there. If I'd have known, it wouldn't have left yet. I guess I just don't have anything else. Alright. Very poorly equipped character. Come on. Yep. Okay, just gotta make sure I don't sell the one I actually use to cast my spells. Anything I want to keep real quick? No. Get back in there. Alright, so and trade note. We get a D note. That's good enough. Alright, and we're done. Shit, forgot to sell all that stuff. Let me go grab a rebuff real quick. Actually, I have to change a video setting real quick. Don't go away, it'll pop right back up in just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Had to be done. Grab a coffee. Be right back. Shit, 12:07. So I found this little place a long time ago when we were story time. When I was playing with friends from the game shop. And I go back on Twitch. All right. At the time, there was much lower level stuff there. It's received significant upgrades over the years. But after it got upgraded, I realized that the mobs out there were the perfect level mobs that dropped all the imbue gems. Yeah, there. So I spent a lot of time up there just hanging out, killing stuff. And yeah, it's always been my little zen spot. It's secluded, nobody ever goes there. Yeah. You're not really zoning. At least in that case, I wasn't. Um, all I was doing was teleporting myself from, where was I? Holberg? From here to here. That's all I was doing. It's just taking me from these coordinates and transporting me to these coordinates. Because you can run there. It's just straight run across the no man's land. The only time you really do go in a zone is when you go into a dungeon. But like in EverQuest, they're shared. They're not instanced. But yeah, it is cool. It's iconic. Level 57. Neat. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, I moved, damn it. This is where I started at. This came out just a little bit after EverQuest did. This is the one I hopped on with some other guys, and the other guys hopped on EverQuest. And so there was always rivalry stories in the game shop. Whose game was better? Obviously mine was. They're just so different. Two completely different games. So a lot of interesting little things on them. Not really going to find any actual usable gear here. Weapons. Weapons are what I'm looking for. Monkeys are nice because they're just big old bloated sacks of XP. They don't do anything fancy. They have one attack type, bludgeon. So you only have to buff for bludgeon. You can find dungeons full of them. The variety that they're with are usually so weak. There's a lot of good salvage here, but I just don't want to do it right now. There we go. I'm just kind of sitting here staring at each other. Nothing. Wands are always good selling loot because they're very lightweight, but tend to be somewhat valuable. There is a burden, an encumbrance system. Golem Slayer, Biting Strike, Lightning. Oh, that's good for Iron Golems, Copper Golems. Or something, I don't know. It'll sit in my bag for 6 months and I'll end up selling it. But that's half the joy of the game. Banished Banderling. They never made sense because the Banderling Manglers and Maulers would debuff your fire and then hit you with frost, or vice versa. They debuff your frost and then hit you with fire. Always confused me. Oh yeah, that's better. And they dropped the Banished Blade. We got the bow the last time and the orb that we gave to Kaboom, who's disappeared somewhere. You have to kill the boss first. Oh, that was cool. Technically, he just threw a snowball at me. And then you check these guys for moats. Golems always have a chance of dropping moats. I don't even know why I want moats. Then he drops the weapon I'm currently using. Basalt Blade. Oh, right there, yeah. Sorry, I thought I heard the beast. Nope. Hearing things. What do we got over here? Warlock of the Blood, that's fire. All monsters have different weaknesses, and a lot of them have resistances. Like, you know, fire elementals are resistant to fire. Go figure. Is that the neighbors? Can't hear anything with these things on my head. Yeah, she's being loud again. I just get lost in doing this on this game. I don't care about dungeons, I don't care about quests. I mean, they're fun to do, I like doing the dungeons sometimes. It's much easier to do when you can self-buff. So you don't have to keep hopping back and forth town. Takes a little longer when I don't have a Kaboom over here debuffing. But we persevere. Boy, I drop a lot of loot. Now these are the kind of things we're looking for, the shards. Gotta kill that one first. They sling fireballs like mad too. Oh, it's so annoying. But I want to get them without getting that Tusker. And I didn't do it. See, it's when they start flinging them fireballs around. Alright. God damn it. Alright, now it's easy. These guys die quick. If you don't kill the boss one first, you kill all the little satellite ones, then the boss one will despawn. So. And they drop the shards. Like that. This one also normally drops a sword, but he didn't drop it this time, which is okay. I get so many of the damn things. It used to be an NPC you could turn them into on the live servers, but this is kind of rolled back a little prior to that, before that NPC existed. So, not an option. So you just end up with a whole bunch of swords that you end up vending. Manglers and maulers, not interested. Stuck on a tree root. Nebulous Golem. What is that? Frost? I would say so. Yep, yep, that's what it is. That is what it is. But it's me playing it, so you wouldn't know it was an MMO. Linux is probably more secure. And you have the option of encrypting everything, literally everything. You don't get much more secure than that. So secure you can't even access it. Oh, that was banished. I didn't know that was banished. I have his weapon right here. So. Nobody holds them accountable. They're held accountable by the community. It's kind of an honor thing, I guess. That's one of the things I like the most about it. All right, who's next? Who's next? Worker. You're not worth my time. No, never mind. Dropped a key. All right, you get to live. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Have I heard of Vim? No, I have not. I was going to give a snarky answer, but that doesn't help the conversation. One shot. Red garnet. That's good salvage. That I will salvage. That's fire ending. And fire ending's good. Good, good, good. You use fire ending on a Tusker and they explode. Red garnet. What's this? So what is Vim? Beto. I'm assuming it's an acronym for something. No shards. And there's bad guys all over in there, but I don't really want to go all the way over there. Ooh, wait. I like killing Shreths. Never mind. We're going to go over there. Oh, that. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I was thinking something completely different. There's this old educational children's show, Electric Company. I think it was on the Electric Company. It was on Sesame Street would be on, then the Electric Company would be on. Morgan Freeman was on it actually. It was when he was very young. And there was a little skit they did about vim and vigor or something like that. So now whenever I hear that word, that's the first thing I think of. It's this Electric Company skit. Mind is not a thing. Crushing blow 270 and 13, but no stats. Alright, nope, not good enough. There's a quest there. I don't want to do it right now. It's not a bad quest. It's just a pain in the ass quest. Yeah, it's like Notepad. Notepad for Linux. Jet, that's lightning rending. Neat. I don't know how much of this stuff I've thrown away. Come here. Don't make me run down there. Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, it is for writing. Then you can just copy and paste everything. If it's what I'm thinking you're saying it is. Oh, bother. The Poopsmith. I just got a message from the Poopsmith on the Discord. Did you ever watch Homestar Runner? Please say yes. Never heard of it. I don't know, Lito. I honestly don't. It's been so long. It's been several years since I've used any Linux system because of the streaming thing. You have to be on Windows, basically. I never did a lot of coding or anything like that. I used the operating systems. That's all I did, just like I would Windows. I didn't get all tinkery with them or anything. I mean, there's always a temptation to get in there and start mucking about because it's, you know, Linux. But really, once I got it dialed in, I never messed with them from that point forward. No need. Lightning strike 300. That's no better than what I got now. It's crushing blow. They have a whole shit ton of hit points. They're just stupid things. There's no reason not to kill them. I just don't like to because they just have too many hit points. When you're playing them unarmed, it's just a lot of chopping. And then they start casting spells. It's just a pain in the ass. Homestar Runner is this little website this guy put together way back. It's all Flash animation. The website's still up, I believe. You can see it all in its original form, but the original cartoons were like these tiny little windows on the screen, so they're small. Now they've been uploaded to YouTube, but because quite a few of them are interactive, you miss out on a lot of the perks. You know, you like click on a little section of the cartoon at a specific time, and it pops up an image or something like that. It's funny as hell, though. Excuse me. Funny cartoons. Strange characters. Very entertaining. So if you ever get a chance, homestarrunner.com. I believe the website's still up. This is back in the AOL days, you know, so it's been a while. Clean fun too. It's not blue. There's no, it's not dirty or anything like that. I mean, there's some double entendres, but they're really very soft. It was just cool that he could be funny without working blue. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's an expression people don't use anymore. Get a chance, go see it. You won't be sorry. You'll spend hours just going through all the different sections and cartoons and segments and whatnot, especially the strong bad emails. One of the characters is called the Poopsmith, and I just got a message from somebody on Discord that uses the Poopsmith as his avatar. Made me chuckle. Memories. Because in the end, that's all you got. Yeah, they're not worth it. I should probably check on that. It's a. I'm off the clock right now. Never mind. It's a gaming life thing. Oh, they're going with my buffs. Yes, shit. We gotta get out of here. Didn't realize my buffs are running out. Has it been that long already? Alright, now I can check it. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. Had to answer that. Unavoidable. You know what? I didn't really loot all that much, so I'm just going to head right back out. Oops, wrong button. Ah, shit. Gotta go right back again. Oh, don't come over here. He's going, yeah, that son of a bitch. I knew he was going to start blasting me with spells. Trying to teleport out, and he's, look at him, look at him. He's going to try and murder me before I make it out. Oh, shit, out of healing kits. I'm going to have to go kill bugs, get my pinchers, so I can get some more healing kits. Why don't we do that, actually? I don't remember where they are. Hey, broken fragment, look at that. Just sitting there waiting for somebody to punch him. Nothing. They dropped shards for the greater shadow armor. Play, play, Dino, play. It's free. It's begging for your presence. There are several different flavors to choose from. There's FizzleClassic, which is pre-TOD for the most part. There's Reef Call, which is as close to shutdown as possible, retail. Then there's High Tide, which is retail PvP, red server. And yeah, flavor for everybody. I don't know if Fizzle Fire is still up and running, but it was a heavily customized PvP server. Yeah, Reef Call is nice. I play. That's where the first one I went on to was Reef Call. Fine server, bigger population. Well, they're not going to reset it to fix the server, if you're worried about that. Those problems are all worked out. If you make a character, it's going to be there. Shutdowns are no longer a factor, to be honest with you. Nobody's making any money on it. The bad publicity wasn't worth it to the powers that be. Just decided to let it ride. It's a small thing. Nobody's getting hurt by it. Nobody's benefiting from it, except the players who get to play. So, all in all, it's just a good move on everybody's part just to let it happen. If you're on the Reef Call, there's a how to get started right at the very top on the Discord. I was just on it today, as a matter of fact. It's a step-by-step thing, takes right through every step of the process. Very well, had enough practice. Yeah, we've had enough practice getting it set up on a variety of computers, so I think we worked out all the catches. Alright, one of you guys has a pincher for me. That's it. Now we go to Green Spire. Oh god, gotta run back up through here. Actually, just easier to go back to Lifestone. And it doesn't matter what server you go on, they all install the same. It's just, you know, there's minor little changes you have to make for each one. Just make sure you do everything in the default location. That's the most important part. Let's go to Shaoxi. I think there's a portal with Green Spire out there. Nope, not here. Must be over here. Or over there. One or the other. There it is. Green Spire. Groovy. It's okay on this one because it installs in its own folder. It doesn't install. The problem was it was installing in the programs folder, and that was creating issues. But now it installs in its own folder. There will be its own turbine folder. So that's been resolved. Now everything should go to the default location. New rule: everything goes to default. Decal, Asheron's Call, the Thwargle launcher, just let it all go to default. No, well, it'll do that automatically now. It'll automatically set up the turbine folder. You don't have to do it for it. Do it for it. Mountain Dew. Thwargle launcher's used for everything. There'll be links right there in the walkthrough. Links to get all the launchers and the patches and everything. They'll be all right there. They've made it easy peasy. And we still spend all day explaining how to get it installed. But because there's issues, you know. Every server has their tweak. Brilliant. Good. Cool. Looking forward to it. You won't be sorry. It's a nice little stroll down memory lane. Even if you only get a week's worth of play out of it, you know, then you find it's just too time consuming or whatever, you'll have relived some of those memories. That's always nice. Could be killing this stuff, but I just don't want to be sus to do it. Just don't want to be bothered. I only need to kill one. And it's one of these here. Look at this, look at this. Do this now, EverQuest sometime. I dare you. All by yourself. Now I have to figure out where the other one is. Come on, which one of you bastards? There it is. Okay. I have to look it up. Do I play on Reef Call? No, I'm playing on FizzleClassic, the FizzleClassic server. Used to play on Reef Call. That's one of the first ones I checked. Well, except for P's server. Reef Call was the first one that was actually up and running that I played on. Oh, Holtoy Pincher, Holtoy Pincher. Where's search? Give me search, goddammit. Where's the search box? There it is. I don't think it's up and running yet. They're not releasing anything until they have everything done. They don't want to release it with errors still in place. To the best of my knowledge. Now, I'm not on their Discord anymore, so I don't know exactly how far they are. Okay, here we go. Worker Pincher. Crumbling Empyrean Mansion. Alright, where the hell is it? Go away. Freaking flies. They're taking a different approach, though. They're, like, a lot of the guys will share code. And that's what most of these servers are. AC Emulator went a different direction, using different source code and everything. So they're just a bit different. All right, screw this. We'll do it the hard way. What is it? What is it? What's it called? Crumbling Empyrean Mansion. Near Red Spire. Did you say Red Spire or Green Spire? Red Spire. It's got to be Red Spire. No, it's not near Red Spire. Where the hell is it? Jesus Christ. There's an issue with my... Normally I can just plug in the coordinates. Oh, there it is. Green Spire. Okay, so we want to go back to Shaoxi. Derp. There. it's over here. A peck of wood. Good thing I wanted to go in that portal. Lagged a little bit right before I got to it. Why is this not going away? Jesus. Okay, 3 clicks north, 3.5 clicks north. I don't have any of my stuff programmed yet. I have my little tracker software or programs or anything like that. So I have to do everything old school. You can get over reliant on the whole macro thing though, and you forget to play the game. There was a discussion last night about that. It's always tempting to hop on, fire up the macro, put your character in a good level and spot. Come on, damn it. And just let the machine do all the work. But then you're missing out on all those experiences, all those adventures. My opinion. Take it or leave it. Try to run through as much of this one as I can. Come on, get the fuck out of my way, fat ass. Thank you. This is a long dungeon, so I don't want to have to fight through everything. And there's only one way I can remember my way through here, and that's to do this. I have to do this every time, even though it takes me way far out of my way. Have to do it, or I get lost. I played Fallout 1, 2, 3, and New Vegas. Haven't played 4. Won't be playing 76, I don't think. See what I mean? This thing just goes on forever. This is a good spot to stop, peel some of them off before you get to the blast room. You're sick. You're a poor, misinformed human being. Nothing new is ever good. You know that by now. Fallout Royale. That's what it's going to be. Fallout Royale. You are? What's wrong? Is it raining on you? Get it? How's it going, Whitey? Kate. And this is our destination. Salt Lodge. Well, with Fallout, it's all about experiencing the story that they wrote. In your own way. It's not as I mean, it's open world, but it's not. There is a definite story, and you're expected to. You're expected to, but you don't have to follow the narrative. What's the next one? The next one is soldiers. Worker, soldier, pincher quest. Old Boy Soldier's Nest is up on the plateau, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's up on the plateau, god damn it. Lazy Lion's Den. You see that? Yeah, that's this class in particular, or this weapon type in particular. That's kind of their thing. Really quick attacks. Little pitter pats, you know, with the hope that you get a lot of crits. All right, how the fuck do we get there? It's Red Spire, so we can go there from here. What's going on, Den? You're getting pretty close to getting everything you can get without spending money on Black Squad. Still playing that damn game. Haven't been on in a couple days, but I need to. Need to get back on. They keep giving me all these medals and stuff, so I keep buying all this stupid shit. Grand Scria. What's that? Oh. Yeah. I don't even get mad at that game anymore. I can't. I just, I have it in perspective now. I go on there, I do team deathmatch. Win, lose, I don't care. So much fun. I still keep using the EF-88 though. It just seems to be the best rifle. Assault rifle, I mean. And yes, assault rifle. It's a fully automatic weapon. Ergo, assault rifle. Man cannot live by orcs alone. I tell her that. She can't argue with it. Right? She knows. I'll be back in just a minute. I gotta go grab a coffee. Alright, sorry about that. I'll leave the headphones off for that. That's stupid. It's Overwatch and she doesn't like me playing. I get angry at that game. Now, just to put this into perspective, this is what I gotta do. In 30 minutes, I have to run from here to here. And then that'll teleport me up to the top of the cliff on this plateau back here in the background. Then from there, I have to run up there. Then I have to go through the dungeon, get the pincher, and I have to do all that in 30 minutes. That's why it's so nice to be able to buff yourself. So, run. And that's why it's nice having a high run speed. Oh shit, I'm dropping frames. A lot of the stuff has got to reload. I haven't been there yet. But I don't currently have Overwatch installed, so we're safe. Although Tommy's been tempting me with it lately. Emulator. It's an emulator for legal reasons. But no, it is in the truest sense of the word an emulator. A lot of people writing a lot of code, put a lot of effort into getting this together. It's been a real community effort. A lot of people have really come together and done a good job. And that laggy stuff, this one is probably the lower populated one. This is a classic server. It's more akin to P99 than Reef Call. Reef Call would be live. That's as close as you can get to a live server. The live server was before it was shut down. Yeah, this is a pre-Throne of Destiny. Although it does have some post-Throne of Destiny stuff, and there's kind of a mishmash. But the vast majority of the post-Throne of Destiny content's not available. Oh, yeah. Well, if you ever want to check it out, it's a little fiddly to get up and running. Not too difficult, if you have half a brain. Yeah, it does. And that choppy that you see, how it like stutters like that, that's part of the gameplay. The live servers did the exact same thing. The retail servers, they played the exact same way. So it feels even. If it ran smooth, I'd be concerned. It's always had that. But you're running so fast, and it's processing these land blocks because it's a continuous world. There's no zoning. The portaling and stuff that you see me do is just me teleporting from one location to another. It's not a true port into a different zone. That's all one. You can run anywhere on there without zoning one time. It's all broken up into land blocks, though, so it has to process the land. When you step into a new land block, it has to kind of load. It's kind of like a mini zone. Yeah, it does. Yeah, but all that did was just take me from the bottom of the cliff to the top of the cliff. If I had a high enough jump skill, I could just jump up there, but nobody has that high a jump skill. It's dangerous up here. Big piles of bad guys. No, it's not too bad. It's much worse during an Ulthoi swarm. Yeah, we're almost there now. Actually, I might start hunting up here. It's kind of nice. Fun stuff up here. Where's my portal? There it is. Whew. It's getting scared. Now this is probably as close you're going to get to going into a different zone. I just went into a dungeon, but the dungeon isn't even in a different zone. It's just in the middle of the ocean here. You have points. Every 15 levels, beyond a certain point, every 15 levels you get a skill credit, and you can use those to buy skills. Each skill has a different cost, and then once you buy the skill, you can put XP into the skill to raise the skill. Sorta, kinda, but then you have stats also that can be raised, and when you raise your stats, it raises your skills. Like unarmed combat is based on strength and coordination, so for every 3 points of strength I add, I get 1 point of unarmed combat. Same with coordination, 3 to 1. Quickness affects your defenses. Melee defense, missile defense. Yep. Focus and self are for your magic skills or things like that. Health, stamina, mana, that's self-explanatory. Endurance is your health and your stamina. And stamina is very important in this game. When that bar runs out, your defense has dropped to almost nothing, and you're real easy to hit at that point. And again, we're just going to try to blitz through this one. We're just Ulthoi soldiers. I don't remember my way through here, so it might take a few tries. I just went right back to where I started from. Oh, I remember now. Ah, this is the acid pit one? Is this the... No, this isn't the acid pit one. Yeah, this is the acid pit one. But you don't have to go across the acid pit. Character levels are arbitrary. They don't really mean anything. It's just a vague indicator of how long you've been playing this character, really. The level means absolutely nothing. Because the mobs I'm fighting are level 61. I'm level 57. And it's common to fight a bad guy twice your level. But it's really just an indicator of how long you've been playing the character. A rough idea of how powerful the character is. It goes up to 275. Well, this one goes up to, wait, I don't know. I forget what this one goes up to. I think it's 275, but it might only be 126. Damn, I'm stuck. Come on, fellas. Ease up. Got room for all of you. Once you're buffed, you're an unstoppable beast. Once those buffs drop, you die quick. You're very reliant on buffs in this game. Buffs are more important than stats, to an extent. You buff everything. You buff your stats, you buff your skills, you buff your armor, you buff your weapons. Buff, 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 buff. Oops. Stamina potions. This character is very durable. He has high defenses and whatnot. But it is a very solo-friendly game in general. Although there are certain areas where you're just not going to get through without a group. It's just not going to happen. I took a wrong turn somewhere. Okay, here's my acid pits. I'm completely lost. Now, if you're playing like an axe guy, you'd be taking big, slow, heavy swings with your axe. There's different combat styles for, like daggers and unarmed combat. You use these short little pitter pats. Daggers do a lot of multiple striking too. Like they'll go, you know, do a triple strike or a double strike or something. Swords, you know, you do your swings, or you got your fast little pokey swords, rapiers, that kind of thing. and they have multiple strike capabilities. Mages are unstoppable powerhouses. In most games, it's the warrior that tanks. In this game, it's the mage that tanks. Because you can't kill a mage. If they can drain the target, they can't die. Because they can just sit there and drain the health out of it. They get wounded, oh, suck it right back out of the bag. I kind of like a necro with the life tap. But much more effective. It was just a fluke. Every character in this game is a mage. Ouch, 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 ouch. The only difference between the true mages and my character is what you use to kill with. Every character has at least 3 schools of magic: life, item, and creature, and those are all your buffs. Life is all your resistances, fire resistance, that kind of thing. Item is your transportation magic, and it's also what you use to buff your gear. Creature buffs all your stats and skills. And then there's war magic, which straight mages use to kill with. Yeah, everybody's a mage. But that was Asheron's legacy was giving magic to the people so they could defend themselves against the Olkoi. I'm completely lost. No idea. Took a wrong turn somewhere. But yeah, everybody's a mage. To some degree or another. If you're not, you're a seriously gimped character. Wrong claw. Not the craw, the craw. Help, I have no idea where I'm at. I think I do now. It is, it's a very big world. Very big. With a lot of variety as you go around. Basically, the further away you get from the towns over here in the east, the harder the world gets. The more difficult the bad guys become. What the hell? Didn't take. But once you're buffed as like a melee character or an archer, you very seldom use your magic for anything else. Until your buffs wear off. And then you rebuff and go back out. Archers are incredibly powerful in this game too. They destroy shit. Especially crossbows. Oh my god, crossbows are ridiculous. They're cannons. That's what I was looking for. Alright, we can go. Pushing my luck here. Alright, let's get out of here. Generally, you'll have there's all kinds of neat little mechanics that take advantage of the different types of characters. So it does benefit to have, like in a dungeon setting, a warrior. Let's pretend this is a dungeon passageway. A warrior can stand like right here in the well, here we'll do a door. Just give you an example. A warrior can stand right here in the doorway, and the monsters can't get past him. So as long as he's standing there with his shield, he'll have a whole wall of bad guys, and then the mages and archers can shoot over his head at the bad guys relative safely. The mages can be back there debuffing everything. The archers can be back there killing. Other melees can be up there also holding the wall. So everybody has a purpose. Now a character with high melee defense skill or high defense skills and a shield is huge in this game. They truly are tanky because the shield is effectively an extra layer of armor in front of your character. So they have to get through the armor from your shield first before they get through the armor on your person, and then they have to get through your skills on top of that before you take any damage. So having that shield is huge. It's a whole extra set of armor. And now mages bypass that by when they're fighting when a mage is fighting a bad guy, they'll cast one of their drain spells. I don't know if I even have any on this character. I have a mage. But when they take damage, instead of being able to mitigate the damage, they just take the damage. And then when they get wounded, they just suck the life out of the bad guy. Mana. Gear has mana. Let me find a piece. Right here you can see. This has 387 out of 500 mana. So you use mana stones. I have some that are uncharged. When they're charged, they have a glow around them. This little thing right here. They're like batteries. When your when the charge on your magic items gets low, you use that to recharge your items. Now most of the buffs on gear you don't use because you override it with your own personal buffs. But then gear comes with trinkets or cantrips, like Life Giver is a stackable health buff, and Minor Strength is a stackable strength buff. And those are the kind of things you look for on your gear. And then you can it's the cost of getting the effect from the armor while you're wearing it. If you take the armor off, the countdown stops. But then as soon as you put it back on, it starts all over again. So for every 56 seconds that you're wearing it, it drains a point of mana. But you have to be wearing it for that to happen. Yeah, it's still out there, small. Still out there. Yeah. It's just another one of those mechanics. It gives money a purpose, to be honest. That's what the mechanic is for, to give money a purpose. Because you have to buy mana stones. Well, I mean, you can find them, but you can also take an empty one. And let me find a crap one somewhere. You can take an empty one and click on an item with a magic charge on it, and it drains the mana out of it. See, I just drained 1,400 mana out of it. And then I take that mana stone, and I just click on my paper doll up here, and it charges everything I'm wearing. It splits the charge up amongst everything I'm wearing. And then when I take this off and put it back on, there, I get the buff from it. See that little sparkle? Yep. If you're out of mana stones and you got a bunch of these blanks laying around, and the blanks are frequently reusable, you can just find a piece of crap gear on your person somewhere, suck the mana out of it, apply it to your armor, and it goes beyond that. It's like, here's my salvaging tool. Since you're asking, I'll answer your questions. I don't really have anything planned, so this is good. Now I have a red garnet wand here. And I'll drag my bag in, and I'll take all the other red garnet things that are in my bag. And then I'll grab this bag over here. That'll pull any red garnet that may be in there. And then I'll hit salvage. And what that'll do is convert that stuff into salvage that I can then apply to, well, in this case, I can apply it to a weapon to give it fire rending property. And what that does is it does an additional fire damage to a target, assuming you put it on a fire weapon in the first place. Put it on a frost weapon, it's not going to do anything. So you take the fire rending, put it on a fire weapon, and it causes it to do extra damage, kind of like a debuff to the bad guy. You can do that kind of thing. You can increase the weapon's damage. You can increase the armor value of armor, or its various resistances. You know, like you can increase just the slashing, just the piercing. You know, if you're doing like an Ulthoi set, for example, you do a piercing and acid. You jack those up really high. There's all kinds of crazy things you can do with the trade skill system. But it's all designed around taking random loot drops that you're not going to use anyhow, repurposing them into salvage, and then using that salvage to make the pieces that you are keeping better. But it only works on random drop armor. It doesn't work on quest or random loot stuff. It doesn't work on quest stuff like this. So it's a really neat system. And then it has the typical, you know, alchemy and cooking, and that's pretty much it, really. Oh, fletching. Alchemy, cooking, fletching. The other trade skills. I think that's all of them. Alchemy you use to make potions and stuff like that. Fletching is self-explanatory, and cooking you use to make food. Some of the higher level foods provide really good benefits, so it's worth doing. But there, now I have a full bag of red garnet salvage that I can then use to apply to a fire weapon in the hopes of it sticking on the weapon, because it's only 33% success chance for an imbue. And if it sticks to the weapon, then that weapon becomes fire ending. Ta-da! Or it blows up. One or the other. I had a zircon or a jet wand. Jet wand is lightning rending. No, you can't really craft. No, you can't craft gear at all. I don't even want to say really, because you can't do it at all. But the best gear that you can find in the game isn't gear that's dropped off a bad guy. It's gear that you assemble yourself and manufacture yourself from a random piece of. You look for a piece of armor that has the highest armor level you can find, for example, or that has a really good cantrip on it. You know, like a major life magic aptitude or something like that. One of those stackable buffs I was talking about earlier. And then you make that piece of armor as good as you can possibly make it. And that's how you assemble your gear. And you hope to get a nice matching suit, you know, that looks nice when it's all put together. Yep. Yep. And you can do that for your armor and for your weapons. Capes are a different matter altogether. Yeah. And then there's dyeing, you know, you can dye, you can print colors on things, and like there's stamps that you can put on your capes, or different patterns you can apply to your capes, whatever. There is. It's not as simple and straightforward as it looks once you get into the meat of it. There's housing, player housing's in there, and it's housing that's just out on the landscape. You'll be running across the field somewhere and you'll see somebody's house. And or it'll be like a little housing settlement. There'll be 6 or 7 houses in a circle or around a central courtyard kind of thing. And you can look in their windows and see all the stuff that they have hanging on the walls and whatnot. And they can choose whether or not people are allowed in their house or not. Is it really? You're playing Widow? That's odd. I don't think I ever heard of you playing Widow. This they have the town crier set up as buff bots right now. They buff you with level 5s. It's just to help you level. The spell go up to level 7 on this server. On the other servers, they go up to level 8. My escape key isn't working the way it's supposed to. If you join one of the Discords, they're each, like for a reef call, for example, small, there will be a little section at the top of their Discord that tells you literally step by step with all the links you need, all the download instructions you need, everything you need to get the game installed and up and running. And that includes decal and everything. They've really got it refined now because we've been doing it for a little while. So really got the process refined. Yeah, it is. And you see that mountain over there? I can run there. See that mountain behind it? I can run there. You see that mountain that you can't see back there because the draw distance doesn't go that far? I can run there. Run anywhere. Anywhere I want. The only obstacles are mountains that are unscalable, because some mountains are unscalable, but there's always a way around. You just run around until you find the way around. There's even an add-on that you can apply that will show you which ways are navigable up the sides of mountains. I don't like it because it puts these big red triangles everywhere and it looks hideous, but yeah. It's big. Used to be a fun little thing to try to run all the way around the outside border of the main continent without dying. You'd pick a starting point like Tau Tau, which is right on the tip of the beach, and then you just run all the way around. That's because of the game was not meant to run in this resolution. Let me... It's the field of view setting. That's with the field of view set at its narrowest. Shit. And that's what it set at its widest. I always play wide because it gives you the widest perspective, but it does fisheye on the outside. It wasn't meant to run this big. I've seen people run it on 3 monitors, continuous screen, for the full immersion effect. It's really cool, but out on the edges it really does start to distort a bit. You can set it up to use the mouse wheel and whatnot, but it's all also the camera controls are all set up on the number pad, up, down, left, right. 5 for directly overhead, 0 for center. And once it's directly overhead, you can zoom. Wait, you toggle it up like this, and then you can zoom out. I swear you can. Oh shit, it's because I got it on the mouse. And then you can really get a good bird's eye view of the world. You hit 0 and it brings you right back in. I just remember when these games came out. This came out right after EverQuest did, and that was 1999. Everybody was on 800 by 600 monitors. Yeah. There's some times where you have to run like that, where you have to zoom up above the trees so you can see where you're going. Okay, I got the first 4. That's really all I wanted to get, because I just wanted to get some more healing kits. Mana is never a problem in this game. If you're playing a mage, you never run out of health, you never run out of stamina, and you never run out of mana. you can literally buff for hours non-stop. Then we just hand them into this guy. Unless you run out of scarabs, yeah. Yeah, you are limited by spell components. To cast spells, you need spell components. This guy doesn't have too many. He doesn't cast spells very much yet. But you need tapers and you need scarabs. As long as you have these little foci effect things here, these little sparkly things in my backpack slots. There's one for creature magic and one for item magic. or life and item. I forget which it is. I think it's life and item. But in order to cast spells, you need a wand, and then oh yeah, and then you just for a while, town crier bots weren't casting these 3 spells, and then you can use your you can convert your. Oh man, it's complicated. It's complicated. You can. The way you maintain your mana in this game is you convert. There's a skill called mana conversion. Because of the buff bots, it's not too hard to figure out. And then by the time you've played long enough that the buff bots aren't really helpful anymore, you will have figured out enough to know everything you need to know to play the game, to play it well, skill-wise. How to use your magic, how to use your combat skills, the rudimentary bits of the trade skills, if that's something you get into, how to navigate. What I was just getting to, the magic, because the magic is so important. There's a skill called mana conversion, right here. This allows you to cast spells for less mana. The higher your mana conversion is, it's like a die roll, and it could be just a little bit less, it could be a whole lot less. So you want your mana conversion to be high, and when it's high, you're casting you're ripping level 6 and 7 spells for like 2-3 mana apiece. So that allows you to do all this crazy amount of buffing, and then you convert your stamina, the yellow bar, into mana, because there's a spell that allows you to do that, stamina and mana right here. And then you cast another spell called Revitalize, which restores your stamina. It's like a healing spell for your stamina bar. But because your mana conversion is so high, you're able to rip that spell off for next to nothing. So after you do the stamina and mana, and your stamina bar drops down, and then you cast Revitalize, and it fills your stamina bar back up, but only for a couple points of mana, you see. So you're able to just keep your mana going constantly. Between that and draining the bad guys while you're fighting, you can drain the stamina out of them, you can drain the health out of them. Yeah, you literally never run out of mana. There's no reason why you should ever run out of mana in this game, as long as you play your character right and you have the appropriate skills. I don't mean player skills. I mean F9 skills. Mana conversion up high enough. Focus and self up high enough. Yeah, not quite as bad. Well, it's a hell of a lot more efficient, I'll tell you that. Hell of a lot more efficient. Town Crier takes all the junk that you don't want. Oh, no. No, this is my home. This is my home. I like FizzleClassic. It suits me. I played on Reef Call for a while, and I have nothing against Reef Call. It's just it's the people that run the server, the people that play on the server. I really enjoy them and their company, and it's a nice, intimate group. Everybody knows everybody else. These are your healing kits. So there. Tell you what, then I will go refill my coffee. Oh. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I'd still be a freaking noob, it doesn't matter. But let me refill my coffee and I'll hop on my mage and kind of show you how the magic part works. You've seen the melee, now we'll look at the magic. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'll be back. My mage is still a work in progress, so bear with me. And it's been a while. I'm a little rusty. I think that's him. Thank you, thank you. It's good to be back. Always burdened. Mages have very little strength. And Zeus gave me this really nice set of armor, but it's so freaking heavy. You're thirsty. Literally thirsty, or you know, that new slang that you young folks use. All right. Jeez, he's only 43. Now he's at that same fort that I was hunting at earlier. What do we got out here? I'm just seeing what we got for available targets. Yes, Focus Stone is available. The group just did it not too long ago, actually. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit on this guy just until I get the hang of it. I forget how to play him. Now there are rending wands for mages, but they don't really need them. You start each fight with a debuff. And they resist. And they resist. There, I got my debuff on him. I'm just going to hover over top. Now I just blast him with fireballs, but see, he drained my health a little bit. So there, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to refill my stamina, or my mana, and then I'm going to drain his stamina out before I kill him, just to make sure I'm as full as I possibly can be, and then I'm just going to nuke him. Blam, dead. See, just like that. And he drops the orb I'm carrying in my hand right now. Crystal golems you don't want to take, you don't want any part of. I'm going to be a little selective about my targets and stick with certain things, because I'm not really that good with this character. I'm not kidding. I got my elementals on one bar and my physicals on another bar. So there's a golem, they're weak to bludgeon, so I debuff his bludgeon. And I fizzle. Then I launch the spell. Boop, and it should one-shot him. Yep. Heal myself up a little bit, and nope, shit. Wrong spell. And then we'll kill him. Nope, now we'll kill him. And eventually, once your mage is high enough level, you can start picking up the defenses. And then you just become unstoppable. And then they're just retarded. Because not only are they not... they're already hard to kill, but now you can't even hit the damn things. Monkeys are always good. Spell is the edge of your radar. recharge your mana when it starts to get low, recharge your stamina, recharge your health, and then nuke. Boom. Boom. Just like that. And that's how it works. Trying to get my spell to stick. There it goes. So keep the tanks topped off. Just like that. It's not as dynamic as the melee classes, but it's damn near unstoppable. As long as they can get through the magic resistance of the mob, they can kill it. Doesn't matter what it is. Hey, what's going on, you? Moat. Who's this, Ginger? Oh, this is a dye plant. Use this to dye your armor. When in doubt, use fire. What do we got out here? Yes, same server. FizzleClassic. God, they drop a lot of loot. And this is just overland hunting, going around looking for things to kill. Guys, resisting the shit out of me. There we go. It plays kind of like a bard does. Boom. That's how it should work. Mages should always one-shot everything. Red garnet. It's always good. It's good, it's good, it's good. There's another one. There's also the ability to specialize a skill. This guy has War Magic specialized. That means it's cheaper to raise. It has a potential higher cap, and there's a slight bonus to it. You know, as far as being resisted and whatnot, or evaded. Bonus to hit, kind of thing. Oh, shit. It's not worth stopping for. What do we got here? 1 second. Okay. Give you a little idea of the numbers we're talking about here. This lists all the XP I'm earning per kill, per session, that kind of thing. What do we got up here? Dillos. Dillos are weak to piercing. Switch to our physical bar. What was it, 9 and 5? Yeah, that was a gift from the guy who runs the server. Way too heavy for this character. I think it's a suit that you can't actually get in the game. Oh shit, wrong spell. Mist Golem. That's fire. Fire. Yep. Wait. Frost is supposed to do more to you than that. Or fire, rather. Oh well, we'll take it. There's a big old golem over there, magma or glacial golem Margrave. I don't want to kill them. They're worth so much XP, and they drop so much loot, but they're such a pain in the ass. They just huge health pools. It takes forever to kill them. Now this is a Hoary Madacar. They drop a robe, hide that you can turn into a robe. They hit like a Mack truck though. Used to be an incredibly rare creature. It was always a sign of status when you got your Hoary robe. It's this white robe from the neck down. Covers everything except your hands and your head. Mages used to like to use them because back in the day you had to buff all your armor individually. So here was a robe that had a good base armor level that covered, 85% of your body. So you only had to buff your helmet, your gloves, and your robe to cover your whole body. But now you can just buff your whole body all at once. They changed it. Yeah, but if it's close enough to target, it's close enough to hit with the spell. Oh, yeah. Did you see the new Quake that they're coming out with? Played on it a little bit. Ultoi are magic resistant, so they're always a pain in the ass. I mean, this guy's lower level one, so he's not so bad, but... It was quite enjoyable. Quite an enjoyable experience. Yeah. I don't know how new it is. It's new to me. Whirling Blade. That's the coolest looking spell in the game. If you've ever seen Kroll, you know what I'm talking about. I gotta check my spell components actually. I did. I downloaded it, but then I reinstalled or I reformatted after that. So, but if it's part of your Steam library, then I should still have access to it, right? This is going to be a sketchy fight. No, 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 no. Shit, well that works too. We can use that. Alright, we got it under control now. I was on the wrong spell bar. You see how I'm casting these big spells for next to nothing? And spells are line of sight, so you can dodge them. If you can see a spell coming, you can move out of the way. Unless it's right in front of you. Ain't dodging that. Dodge this. It's the precursor to action combat, I would say. Same with arrows. If you can see an arrow coming, you can step out of the way of it. The only thing you can't do that with is melee attacks, but then all you have to do is step back. Yeah. It makes PvP a completely different ballgame. You should see two guys having a duel in this. It's insane to watch. They're just that strafe skate that I'm doing there. You know, I'm just kind of sliding across the ground. It's constant. They're skating across, casting their spells, breaking out of it, skating across, casting their spells, breaking out of it. All kinds of crazy shit. Just bobbing and weaving with all these spells flying all over the freaking place. Debuffing, draining, the whole 9 yards. It's crazy. It's fun to watch. I don't know. Maybe it's some of the same developers. I don't know. Because a lot of the Turbine guys went off. Well, the Project Gorgon. It's one of the Asheron's Call alumni. The husband and the wife. She worked on Asheron's Call 2. Or no, Asheron's Call and EverQuest 2 is what she worked on. Or maybe I have that backwards. I don't know. Okay, we got Frost. Oh, that's possible. That's possible. It was one of the early ones. Damn it. Didn't see it coming through my own spell. No. Shit. Yeah, I might as well use them a little bit. Eventually they run out of health to drain though, and that's when it can become problematic. You can only drain as much health out of them as they have. And there's a horned helm. No moats. Little Twinkie looking things that they drop. Hey, another hoary Madagar. We don't do bugs. Some bitch is throwing stuff at me. He's too far away. They're magic resistant. They're a pain in the ass for mages. You can do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just not worth the effort usually. They hit fast and they're hard to drain. Nope, nothing. This is the old school helmets, slightly different design, but brought back by popular demand. I got just about time for me to go buff. Yeah. Then we go home. There's 3 free recalls that everybody gets. Yeah, well, he has the loot tables dialed up a little bit to help people with their salvage. As you can see, most of it you just leave behind. So he dialed it up a little bit. Salvage can be a pain in the ass, especially finding the right kind. And then you always have one character that's your Tinker Mule, and you'll form a little chain with your characters. Yeah, if you have like 2 accounts, for example. You'll stagger your characters, so this one's sworn to this one from this account, and then this one to this account, and this one to this account, blah, 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 up the chain. Then at the very top of the chain, you have your Tinker Mule, your trade skill mule, or mules, as the case may be. And all the characters that are below them, whenever they earn XP, it passes up the chain. A fraction of it, a portion of it passes up the chain. Normally, it's a little wonky on right here. It's not passing up as far as it's supposed to or something like that. It only passes up like 2 levels or something. So you can use your melee and mage characters to level your Tinker Mule without him ever leaving the house. And then he can use that XP that he's earning to get the skills and train him up and everything, so that he can make all your stuff for you. It's a really neat little system. Yeah. It's designed, they have a monarchy system. It's kind of like a guild, but at the top is the monarch, the king. And then there's all his vassals below him. And everybody's passing XP up to the monarch. Because when you get up to the high levels, you're talking about billions of XP that you have to earn. I've earned 32 million XP so far on this character, and he's level 44. I don't know if this one goes up to 128 or 275, but you can imagine how much that grows. So it gets really difficult at higher levels to continue leveling. It's a process. Even with, you know, the tweaked XP rates that he has on here, because it's like 1.5 times the normal XP rates. I would say probably around 52 million. Well, it's cost me 3 million, 2.5 to 3 per level now at 44. So, yeah, probably about 48 to 50, I would say, million. Yeah, see, I should be salvaging this stuff, but I really just don't care right now. This isn't actually Lightning Strike. 107. It's just it's just not that good. Crushing Blow, Swift Killer, but no mods, you see? No mods. Mods are everything. See here, it's got +1 magic defense. It's no big deal. You want melee defense and missile defense. Or attack rating. There's 3 mods. You can have magic defense, melee defense, and attack. And so when you get a weapon, you want to make sure you have at least the attack and the defense up there. Magic defense is like a bonus. Raiding, there's not necessarily raids, but there are dungeons that are really freaking difficult, and you're not going to solo them. Like Bobo the Tusker King, for example. His dungeon requires a group. Not here. That's something that would have happened on the live servers. Would have been done by a live person operating the character, like when Balzeron attacked the world, for example. That was run by an actual developer. Sometimes Zeus will come on and do some special event like that. So it was a little different. This they didn't really do expansion so much in this game as they did monthly updates. Every month the storyline would progress. There'd be a patch at the beginning of every month. There'd be new content added to the game. Certain aspects of the world would change, and that would occur when the patch came. New quests, new mobs, new dungeons, that kind of thing. A little bit every month. And the storyline just kept going and going and going and going for years. Or a new story, one story would end, a new story would start. And this was a process that they did every month for years, probably until it went into maintenance mode, 13, maybe 14 years. They just kept progressing the storyline like this. And then they throw out the occasional patch, like the Throne of Destiny patch or the Dark Majesty or whatever it was. There was 2 patches or 2 expansions. You know, that would add like a new section of the world, but they could even do that during a monthly patch. I think Airfell, Airlint Island was this little island up here was just a regular monthly patch. But then this Morela Sail was an expansion, and then this big island up here was another expansion. Kinda. But this was literally every month. There'd be new content every month. Whereas with Cataclysm, they were just releasing Cataclysm a little bit at a time. With this one, they were writing the story as they went on. That's why the writers from this game were so lauded, because they were actual writers. They were writing an actual story, and all the lore's here in the game somewhere in a book or on a little piece of paper that you find on the ground or something. It can all be cobbled together into all these stories about the history of the world and the history of the people, and really involved. They really outdid themselves, you know, especially considering the resources they had at their disposal. No, you're not going to take those, are you? Of course not, you rotten bastard. We have to go to the guy that buys clothes. Yeah, a lot of passion, and you could tell. That's the biggest difference between modern MMOs these classic ones, I think, is that level of passion, that level of commitment that the developers had to the game, to making a good game and putting themselves into the game. But they were coming at it from a different approach. They're coming at it as role players, D&D role players making a game instead of game developers, So they're much more in tune with the storytelling aspect of the game. And that also is reflected in their somewhat clumsy mechanics sometimes. Whereas a game developer's game will have nice, smooth flowing mechanic and whatnot, but it'll be so vanilla it'll be ridiculous. Exactly. I don't even care about that damn thing. I end up with so many of these banished orbs. Yeah, it does me too. That's why I was so excited when Project Gorgon came out, because you could tell the difference. You play Project Gorgon, you can see that this is written by somebody who wants to tell a story. Even if it was a clumsy attempt, I mean, it's only 2 people working on the game. There's only so much you can hope for. But you could feel the difference in the game just playing it. Okay, I cannot buy my spell components here. I have to go to Nidesa Castle. This is your list of spell components. Now, if you have these focus items that take up a bag slot, then you can get away with just using the scarabs and the tapers, the candles. When we get to the spell guy, oh no, I crashed. I hope I stopped running. This is one of those games where if you're running and your game crashes, you just keep running. Yeah, it's a bit pricey for what it is. I don't know. I think it was down to $29.99, maybe. But when it launched, it was like $40. It was just a bit pricey for what you got, in my opinion, because there really wasn't all that much content to it. Yep, I kept running. Yeah, it has. From the time I first started playing until now. The graphics update was a really nice thing, the character models and whatnot. I was really glad that they tweaked those a bit, because they needed it. Nothing against the game. It's very, very fine piece of work for 2 people. It used to remember all this, but they haven't figured out how to get it to remember this yet. So every time you log on with your character, you have to do this again. But you only have to do it once every time you log on. Yes, yeah, and the combination of skills that you need to acquire different classes, and yeah, there's a lot of neat mechanics in it. The lycanthrope curses and whatnot. really neat things. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring back any painful memories, Kenshiro. Excuse me. There's a guy here that sells spell components, higher level spell components. But never mind. I want to show you what you need if you don't have the focus items in your inventory. Every spell that you would cast if you don't have the focus items requires a scarab, multiple tapers of different colors, although I think it's just prismatic now, an herb, a powder or two, a couple of potions, some talismans, and then there's your colored tapers. And the really neat, one of the neat mechanics of this game early on was that every account had its unique taper pattern, and no two accounts were the same. So you had to actually learn your spells by trial and error, by putting the tapers in, changing them around, unless you found the spell scroll. But it was the spell scrolls that you would find that would help you learn which tapers you would need. It would help you establish your pattern. And then a guy named P came out with the Split P program that would determine which tapers your account used, and so it made the whole process a lot easier. But prior to that, you would sit there outside the mage shop, buying spell components, putting your tapers into place, fizzle, 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 try new tapers, fizzle, fizzle, fizzle. And there's always the chance that your skill wasn't high enough and you were just fizzling because you sucked. It was they were trying to add so much reality to it, I think, in the beginning, that they just went a little overboard. We didn't know, though. At the time, we didn't know. We didn't think anything of it. It was perfectly acceptable to carry 4 backpacks full of spell components. There was no problem with that. That was the game mechanic. We didn't think it was a bad thing because that's all there was. There was nothing to compare it to. EverQuest. And, you know, nothing against EverQuest. You know how much I enjoy that game, but apples and oranges. 2 completely different processes. Oh, no, shit. There's magma golems outside. I don't want to kill them before I leave. Spells are interruptible. Yeah, yep, a lot of freedom. Play it the way you want to play it. Make the character you want to make. It doesn't even have to be good. As long as it's fun. You run around so damn much you can't hit them with anything, so you drag them down here. Oh, they stopped moving, dicks. That's why you can see why it was such a tough transition for me to go from this to that. Because remember, this was my first. And wait, you mean you can't jump over your house in this game? Here you have a jump skill. The higher your jump skill is, the higher you can jump. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. It's not that at all. It's just they're so completely different.
Splendid, chum. This looks like a job for legal tender.
Well, if you ever get a hankering, let me know. If nothing else, just say that you played it. It was an adjustment, but they're fun in different ways. For me, this has always been a Zen kind of thing. Where you go out in the field, you do your thing, you're just groovy, and everything's cool, and you're killing your shit, and you're just going at your own pace. And and every once in a while, you get together with some buddies and you storm a dungeon, and it's just chaos. Everybody's just barreling down the hallways, throwing fireballs and swinging swords and shooting arrows. It's just storming your way through the dungeon as quick as you can. But with EverQuest, it was social. That's what hooked me on the EverQuest thing, because I started playing that with friends, and so there was a big social aspect to it, and you had time to sit and study things in EverQuest that you don't always have here. Here you're kind of pressured to keep moving, to keep doing things. Blah, 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 blah. With EverQuest, you're much slower pace, so you can chill and you can take your time and look at the vendors and see what they have to sell and talk to people. And so it was a different thing. And it was a time when I was much more likely to group up with folks, too, because I had more time on my hands. As I got older, of course, that became difficult. But they're very much complete polar opposites. EverQuest, the only time you really worry about stats is whether it's on a piece of gear or not. And here you're constantly tinkering with stats and numbers and a lot of formulas. And that's that. Asheron's Call. Good stuff. I think I'm going to wrap up there. Thank you very much for keeping me company, by the way. Good conversation, good fun. I like talking. Can you tell? But I'm going to go. It's 2:30. Going to be back on tomorrow night. Probably with this, I don't know. It depends on what the folks want to do in the Discord. So we'll figure it out. It is a min-max player stream. Before I go, the problem they ran into, though, and on this server especially, because with the emulate servers coming out, they wanted people to get on there and get their characters up so they could make their buff bots and whatnot. So they allowed the macroing, which wasn't really allowed on the live servers until it went into maintenance mode. The downside was that people were macroing their characters and not playing the game. So they all ended up with all these max level characters, and there was nothing to do now. Yeah, you go back and do all these dungeons, but what's the point? You're max level. And they realized they are careful what you wish for kind of deal. And yeah, so a lot of people just kind of drifted away because they got bored. Not me. Not me. That's why I take my time. I find my adventures along the way. I've earned every single point of XP. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up there. I'll be back on tomorrow night probably with some more. So have a good evening, and yeah, see you then.